Okay, we're going to be reading Yertle the Turtle. Now, the ones that have heard this before, correct me if I make any mistakes, okay? On the faraway island of Solomon's Song, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat, the water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They're all jumping up and down in the water and having a gay old time. And there's the king sitting on the rock watching everybody. They were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was much too small. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. The throne that I sit on is too low down. I ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. With a king, I'd be the ruler of all I could see. He's sitting on his throne thinking that it's much too small, so he needs to be higher so he can see further, and then be king of everything that's further. So Yertle the Turtle lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another's back, piled them up, all 9 in a stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view. You could see almost a mile. All climbed up on top of each other, and he's sitting on top. And what about that poor guy on the bottom that's holding everybody up? Don't think he's having a good time. All mine, Yertle cried, oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, I'm king of a mule, I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. So now you can see over the grass, and you can see the house and the cows and everything else that's on the little farm. And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, a great king am I. Until long about noon he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king. Then he looked down at the stack. He saw at the bottom the turtle named Mac. Just a part of his throne, and this was a plain little turtle. Look up, he said. Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I have pains in my back, my shoulders, my knees. How long must we stand there, your majesty, please? Well, they're looking at the one on the bottom, which is kind of holding everything in the world up there, because all of the other 8 turtles plus the king are sitting on his back. And that's an awful little stone that he's built his throne on. Silence, the king of the turtles barked back. I'm king, and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow. I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, his royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Oh, he's really getting the ego trip here. Hollering down at Mac, and he's also hollering for the turtles to come. So all of the turtles are all swimming toward the big pile, the throne, excuse me. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and bayed. The turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond, they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. All of them stepped on the head of the poor Mac, and one after another they climbed up the stack. So they're all climbing up, and poor Mac was on the bottom, and he's getting stepped on as all the other turtles climb up to get on top of the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up high, so high, bless you, he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray, shouted Yertle, I'm king of the trees, I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees, and I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. So now he's way up, and he sees there's a house way up on the hill way beyond, and the trees are now below him. So he's really thinks he's really hot stuff there. Then again from below the great heavy stack came a groan from a plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you're seeing great sights, but down on the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac. Poor Mac's down at the bottom of this big huge pile, and he's saying all that weight, and he's hungry. Hush up your mouth, howled the great King Yertle. You have no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me. All you can see is him on the top, and he's hollering at Mac down at the bottom, plus all of the other turtles in between. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise, up over his head in the darkening sky. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Yertle. Say, what is this? What is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I will go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I will call more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I need about 5,607. Well, that's an awful lot of turtles. He sees the moon coming up, and it goes up above his head, so he thinks he has to be higher. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, a plain little turtle below in the stack, a plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little turtle got a little bit mad. And that plain little turtle named Mac did a plain little thing. He burped. As his burp shook the throne of the king. There he is on the bottom, and he burped. And what he did when he burped as he shook the whole pile, the whole stack. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, king of the house and the cow and the mule. Well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle the turtle of all Salamon sound fell off his high throne and fell plunk into the pond. There he goes, taking a dive from all the way up on high, right into the pond. And today, great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the trees are free. All the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. So there they are. There's Yertle over here just sitting in the mud. Everybody else has gone back to the way it was, where they were just swimming around and having a really good time. So what does that story tell you? Anybody? Yeah, that's going in the right direction. Anybody else know what this story means? Yeah. You shouldn't let your eyes overload what you can see and what you can do. And you don't want to really hurt anybody else while you're doing whatever you want to do.
If you're a king, you don't want to make other people, you don't want to make other people do stuff what you want them to do.
Right.
That you shouldn't have stopped other turtles, like make them crawl up and tie the station.
Right. You should shouldn't make them do what they don't really want to do.
The king should listen to other people.
Right. So how many of you have read other stories by Dr. Seuss? Wow, that's almost everybody. Oh, it is everybody. Even back in the dark ages when I was your age, we read those stories.
My mom, just last night, she got some of the Dr. Seuss's books, and I got that book and I was reading it last night.
Oh, very good. So did I do all right?
Yep.
I'm reading it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, does anybody else have any questions?
I like green eggs and ham.
Excuse me?
Green eggs and ham.
He likes the book Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh,
by Dr. Seuss.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I don't like green eggs. No.
I have the book Green Eggs and Ham at my house and I read it last Christmas.
Oh, good.
You should always treat someone that the way they want you, that the way you want them to treat you.
Right. Everybody hear what she said? You should always treat others as you would like to be treated. Well, I wish to thank you very much. You've been a very good audience. And if you don't have anything else, I have to go back to the big hall. I see a big cake down there. I'm gonna have some cake.
We have about 5 more minutes. If anybody has any more questions for the chief, and then we're gonna go down to the cafeteria. Does anybody have any questions about him or want to learn anything else about him?
He's done.
I think I saw you, I think you did my finger play.
Could very well have. I've been doing it for 26 years, I think. Fingerprinting the children in the school system. Yes.
I just want to tell you, the flip book is my favorite Dr. Seuss book. Yeah, my dad hates me. What year did you retire from the sheep?
In 2005.
Oh, that's after the year I was born.
And I started in 1975. Now, how much does that make?
Let's see. Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah, the king.
What's your favorite Dr. Seuss book?
I think my favorite one is the Skeeches, the little Skeeches.
My grandfather's police in Boston.
No. My son-in-law's the police in Boston, too.
My know each other.
Cook very well.
Have you been a chief for 30 years?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How did you know?
Well, he did the difference between 2005 and 1975.
That's good, yeah.
Yes.
Why is that your favorite Dr. Seuss book?
Because it teaches you a very valuable lesson. And do you know what that lesson is? How many people have read that one or heard that story?
Melody? What's this Melody?
Well, it teaches you that you shouldn't want everything that everybody else has, because once you get it, you're not happy with what you have. So you shouldn't want what everybody else has. You should just be happy with what you have. Yes.
And you should just be thankful for what you have.
Right. That's another good reason.
How about one more question and then I think we'll get ready.
I want to be a police officer when I grow up.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Yeah. We have a police officer right now that is the daughter of one of my police officers that I hired back in the dark ages. And she's doing a very good job and she's enjoying it. And all whatever you want to do, you can do anything that you want to do.
Please, sorry for the interruption. Kim Dolan, please come to the office. Kim Dolan, please come to the office.
Is Kim here? No? Okay. Yes.
Is his name Mr. Sylvia? Because I know his daughter's name.
No. No, it's Paul. Jennifer Paul is the girl's name.
Boys and girls, what do we say to Chief King?
Thank you.